का बेस प्रोग्राम एक ऐसा कन्वीनियंट एंड पर्सनलाइज्ड ऑप्शन है जिसके जरिए हमारे बुजुर्ग घर पर हमारे साथ रहकर यही देखभाल और सेवा का लाभ उठा सकते हैं। अब चाहे वो घर पर रहे या ऑनलॉक वाले बेस सेंटर में आए, उनको वही डेडिकेटेड एंड प्रोफेशनल केयर मिलेगी। ऑनलॉक ने बुजुर्गों की सेहत को अपना प्रायोरिटी बना लिया है। और जानने के लिए 1855-308-0195 पे कॉल करें। That's 1855-308-0195. After months of screen time and no play dates, the Children's Discovery Museum is open for Purple Play Days of Summer. It's time to discover the wonder. Climb on the fire engine, splash around in the waterworks, blow bubbles, and scale the tree climber in Bill's backyard. Oodles of hands-on arts and culture, STEM, health, and nature-themed exhibits await your family. The Giant Purple Museum is open every day, Wednesday through Sunday. Reservations are required at cdm.org. That's cdm.org.
Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनक्कम,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदीद,
सलाम अलैकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
मीकांदरिकी वंदनम,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जिनेंद्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते याली मदद,
मौलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीचर मंत्र बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बटजन। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं से फालतू बाबा
and of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और ड्राइव टाइम that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंदजानी।
And of course, Bhajan, we just say something. We actually are going to be going on air right now, Bhajan. We are on our Facebook page as well. Check it out, facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. If you're not listening to it right now, you're probably listening to it in the app, which is actually globally available for you guys anywhere and everywhere, but it's called Radio D Hotties. Download कीजिएगा 24/7 entertainment ही entertainment आपके लिए आएगा, Bhajan.
That's absolutely right, Banajan. And अगर आप अभी भी tune in हो रहे हैं, you're listening to Good Morning Bay. This is the morning edition of the most fun informational programming available anywhere in the entire Bay Area नहीं, world नहीं, universe. Banajan, क्योंकि यहाँ पे you get a mix of fun, information, entertainment, music, and all that Radio D Hotties magic.
That's right, Bhajan. Abhi ke liye, let me quickly tell you what's happening on the roads, where people listen to us most right now around the world. If you want us to give updates across the world, we're possible also, but drive time हमारे लिए यहाँ पे होता है Bay Area में। So here you go, this is your रफ्ते का हाल, total सस्ते में।
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Alright, Bhajan, the Bay Area is looking kind of smooth across, except for a few incidents over here and there. There's one thing which is actually a highway advisory on 80 eastbound and westbound between Bay Bridge, Toll Plaza and Oakland and Fremont, Bhajan. Watch out for that. There is actually, well, you know, and if you go towards Pleasanton side, there's a huge backup because of vehicle fire on 580 westbound, Bhajan. This actually, the backlog is all the way from Pleasanton, that side towards, from 680 all the way to 84. It's that the whole stretch near Dublin, starting from Dublin all the way to Livermore area, but there's a backup over there full because of the particular vehicle fire. East of Hope Yard Avenue, actually, that side. The lanes are blocked over there. Expect a lot of delays. CP is on the scene, I suppose, trying to douse the flames, but again, Manja, watch out, drive very carefully those regions. Speaking of vehicles and incidents with vehicles, disabled vehicles have been reported on 880 northbound, north of 980 in East Oakland. Doesn't seem to affect traffic, but it has been reported because probably there's some kind of stop and go traffic in that place. And just in right up, a collision, an accident on 85 northbound at Stevens Creek Boulevard in, which is this area called? It's San Jose, right? Yeah, San Jose side. So watch out for that. This is near the, sorry, this is Cupertino, not San Jose side. This is on the 85 near Cupertino. There's an accident over there near Stephen Street Boulevard. So watch out for that. There's no report of backup as of now, but eventually it might get up. A little bit of sluggish traffic in San Jose, downtown area. So that's pretty much always the case near Meridian Drive, Balinjan. So watch out for that. Apart from that, Balinjan, weather-wise, going to be nice and cool today. Again, we're going to have the highest of around 80s, I suppose, and lowest are going to be like around 54. We already have passed the lowest threshold part of Balinjan Lake, and I don't think we're going to touch 80 even in the afternoon part of it. Our San Jose side, the Santa Clara County is going to be pretty much in the upper 70s, pretty much. A beautiful weather nevertheless, Balinjan. Abhi ke liye I have first to go and take a look at what's happening in the news. Faltoni, do you have the news updates for our bandhus?
Yes, absolutely, Alto Baba.
Okay, go take it away.
With a new wave of COVID-19 infections fueled by the Delta variant striking countries worldwide, disease experts are now scrambling to learn whether the latest version of the coronavirus is making people, mainly the unvaccinated, sicker than before. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warned that Delta, first identified in India and now dominant worldwide, is likely more severe than other earlier versions of the virus, according to an internal report made public on Friday. The agency cited research in Canada, Singapore, and Scotland showing that people infected with the Delta variant were more likely to be hospitalized than patients earlier in the pandemic. In interviews with Reuters, a disease expert said that the 3 pages suggest a greater risk from the variant, but the study populations are limited and the findings have not yet been reviewed by outside experts. Doctors treating patients with the infected Delta variant described a more rapid onset of COVID-19 symptoms and in many regions an overall increase in serious cases. So that's something, and I will bring you local news about what's happening with the Delta virus variants here in the San Francisco Bay Area also shortly, Banjan, while we get into the local news. Nancy Pelosi is pressing the White House to reinstate the COVID-19 eviction moratorium. U.S. House of Reps Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Monday put fresh pressure on the White House to reinstate a COVID-19 pandemic-related residential eviction moratorium after lawmakers failed to extend it before it lapsed over the weekend. House Democrats made an effort here to extend the moratorium implemented by the CDC to October 18th, but Republican congressmen blocked their bid to pass the measure by unanimous consent on Friday. The moratorium has protected millions of Americans who have fallen behind on rent from being forced out of their apartments and homes. In a letter to fellow House Democrats, Pelosi on Monday urged President Joe Biden's administration to renew the moratorium without congressional action. Pelosi told lawmakers such an extension would provide more time to speed distribution of $46.5 billion already allocated by Congress for rental relief. Only about $3 billion of that sum has now currently been distributed. She said the money must flow and the moratorium must be extended by the administration. The United States Senate pushes ahead with the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. The U.S. Senate will try to complete work this week on this bill that would bring long-awaited improvements to roads, bridges, and mass transit systems and deliver a rare bipartisan victory to President Joe Biden. Following long sessions on Saturday and Sunday, Senate negotiators announced that they finished drafting a 2,702-page bill, which promptly was introduced, clearing the way for senators to debate amendments. It has been decades since Congress passed such a significant standalone investment, a buoyant Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said on the Senate floor. In the end, the bipartisan group of senators have produced a bill that will dedicate substantial resources to repair, maintain, and upgrade our nation's physical infrastructure, the Democratic leader added. The legislation, if enacted, would be the largest U.S. infrastructure investment in decades. Its passage would mark a major win for Joe Biden, a Democrat, and the deeply divided Congress. It would come on the heels of a $1.9 trillion economic stimulus and coronavirus aid bill that was enacted earlier this year without Republican support. And in a 1-2 punch to Trump, Justice Department okays the release of his taxes and also the memo. Former President Donald Trump suffered twin setbacks when the Justice Department cleared the way to release his tax records and disclose a memo showing that he had urged top officials last year to falsely claim that his election defeat was corrupt. The department, reversing course from the stance it took when Trump was in office, told the Internal Revenue Service to provide the Republican businessmen turned politicians records or tax records to congressional investigators, a move that he has long fought. Trump was the first president in 40 years to not release his tax returns as well as other documents, as he aimed to keep secret the details on his wealth and activities of his family company, the Trump Organization. The Democratic-led House of Reps Ways and Means Committee said it wants the tax data in part to examine whether he had taken inappropriate advantage of U.S. tax laws. Handwritten notes taken by Acting Deputy Attorney General Richard Donoghue in December and released on Friday by the House Oversight and Reform Committee painted a damning picture of Donald Trump as he desperately sought to get the Justice Department to take the unprecedented step of intervening and to try to append his 2020 election loss to President Joe Biden. We'll bring you more details on that, but as and when that story unfolds right here on Good Morning Babe. Twitter's Jack Dorsey leads a $29 billion buyout, $29 billion buyout, not $29 billion buyout of lending pioneer Afterpay. Square Inc., the payments firm of Twitter Inc. co-founder Jack Dorsey, will purchase or buy now, pay later a pioneer Afterpay Limited for $29 billion, creating a global transactions giant through its biggest ever acquisition. This takeover also is the biggest buyout of an Australian firm, and it underscores the popularity of a business model that has appended consumer credit by charging merchants a fee to offer a small point-of-sale loan, which their shoppers repay in the interest-free installments bypassing credit checks. The pandemic has also fueled the boom in the buy now, pay later sector as tech-savvy consumers stuck at home spend money online to buy everything from coats to expensive phones. Ride-hailing companies Uber Technologies and Lyft Inc. promised Wall Street that they would be back on the road to profitability and growth by the time they reported second quarter results this week, thanks to cost-cutting done to survive the pandemic. Now concerns are over an ongoing driver shortage and the spreading Delta variant, which are clouding the outlook for making good on achieving profitable operations this year. The ride-hail company's core businesses are closely tied to broader economic activity and provide insights into the comfort levels of Americans and Europeans in resuming pre-pandemic activities. And in local news, Panajan, let us tell you that the coronavirus is surging in San Francisco again, according to officials. San Francisco offered a sobering update about the COVID-19 pandemic Friday, saying very plainly that we are surging again. The city's health director also offered some perspectives on the breakthrough cases among fully vaccinated residents. We are also in the midst of a fourth of a surge here in the city, said Dr. Grant Colfax of the San Francisco Department of Public Health. He said that the recent COVID-19 surge is driven by the Delta variant despite their high vaccination rates. The rate of increase actually is happening faster than we saw with our prior three surges, is what he's saying in San Francisco. As cases continue to rise, there is new data about the effectiveness of the vaccine at preventing infections. You can see from the data that the rate among people who are not fully vaccinated is about 36.8. The rate among people who are fully vaccinated is 16.2. Again, that is evidence that the vaccines are actually working. But and you know, the other thing is also the fact that the vaccines actually reduce risk of serious disease. In the meanwhile, Brentwood Union School District had returned to campus last week, and after 3 days of class, they are reporting 18 positive COVID cases.
What? Really?
Yeah. As other districts prepare to return in the coming weeks, concerns grow about the Delta variant, especially because children under the age of 12 are not vaccinated.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
And they are all supposed to be returning back to school. The district superintendent of schools at Brentwood initially reported Saturday that there were 15 positive cases among staff and get this, students as well. Spread out across the system's 11 campuses. That number was updated to 18 on the district's COVID-19 tracker online. 17 of those cases are students, according to the tracker. The parent who didn't want to speak on camera shared a letter sent by the principal at Edna Hill Middle School advising them that the campus had one of the positive cases.
So does it mean they're going to close it down now?
So what they're saying, I'm not sure if they're closing it down, Altibaba. They're saying that they're going to the student who has tested positive, and those exposed are going to be, I think, quarantining, and they're conducting contact tracing, and maybe soon reaching out to people who were in close proximity of the person that tested positive. This was last seen on campus on July 29th. So, and some Bay Area counties are actually considering indoor mask mandates, Bindujan, due to the increased number of COVID-19 infections from the Delta variant. David Canepa, the president of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors, said that an announcement on that plan could be made in the next few days. So there might be this might be the last weekend that people are given the option to choose to wear a mask or not.
Hey, hold on. I thought it was last weekend, so I've been wearing a mask since last weekend. You think it's wasted?
Yes, you should. You could have not.
All my
worn
efforts gone to waste.
Yeah,
I
now
showed my beautiful smile to people.
Now, San Mateo County is going to mandate the indoor mask mandate, and San Francisco also is looking to bring in the indoor mask mandate. And I'm not sure if what Santa Clara County is going to do, but when we get that news, we will share that right here, Banajam. And if you remember that gentleman who went missing, the Berkeley man who went missing after a run on the Pleasanton Ridge Regional Park 3 weeks ago, well, authorities are saying that they've resumed the search for this man. The Alameda County Sheriff's Office said search teams returned to the area as they tried to find Mr. Philip Krajcik. Krajcik's family talked about gratitude they have for the outpouring of support they've received over the past few weeks, and rescue teams have returned to a canyon area that could have been a route to his car. So we have a whole bunch of other news items, Binajan, but we are going to be closing out since we are almost out of time on Good Morning Bay. We urge you to go follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Radio Day Hotties. We will be exploring options of going YouTube live as well very soon, as well as our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Day Hotties. Thank you so much for joining us yet again. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in then. Here is Altu telling you about the Gane Ka Kida.
That's me telling you about the Gane Kida. It's a song by KK Bandajan from the movie New York. Music by Preetham. I think this was Sandeep Srivastava's lyrics, if I'm mistaken, Bandajan. It's a very nice song. Enjoy the song. We'll be back right after this. Or rather, no, we're not going to be back. We're going to be saying bye-bye right now. Have a magnificent Monday. We'll see you live at 5 with the Pam Pam Show, Bandajan. So, tab tak ke liye, have again a magnificent and marvelous Monday.
This is your darling Faltu Rani, and let me tell you, Bandajani, that all these beautiful tracks that you're listening to right now are special Dihari picks that we've hand-picked just for you. We'll see you in just a few. Keep listening.